Hi Fibretownies, I'm Emily. Welcome to Fibretown. Here's Alice with a toy. Yeah, go play with it. Go get it. Wanna get it? It's an old baby toy with some of the dangly bits taken off. She loves it. Right, go get it, ready? Throw it, ready? Go get it. So hi, welcome to Fibretown, as I said, episode 9. It's the 20th of March, 2013, and I'm Chain of Fools on Ravelry and Plurk, and you can find the podcast on YouTube and at fibretown.blogspot.com. Welcome! Speaking of the Ravelry group, don't forget about the FOs for March. You could win a pattern if you are randomly picked. We had a giveaway last week, and I still haven't heard from that person. That was Danger Mouse, so please get in contact with me. All right, so welcome to 2 new people who introduced themselves on the introduction thread. If you want me to mention you, just tell me a little bit about yourself on that thread. Welcome to Sharon from Virginia, and I have met her before. Her Ravelry looked familiar, and we've taken a spinning class, I believe, before, and maybe even the drum carding class at Uniquities. And also Sarah from the UK. Welcome. I have one FO today, so let's get right into show and tell. And I've already put this on Ravelry. You might have seen it. It is my Blooming Flower Cushion out of County. It was $28. And this is colorway EQ, is that 150? Yes, EQ 150. Rainbow. Here she is. This is my Blooming Flower Cushion, and I have been using it as a cushion for my spinning chair, and it just supports my lower back beautifully, and it's gorgeous. The back looks like this. The front uses up so much more yarn with the shells that the back, which is the same size, barely got through, 2 color repeats. We got into the yellow. So yay! Love it. The whole family's jealous. They want it for their little private space bedrooms. So that is the Blooming Flower Cushion by Lucy of Attic 24, and I did that on a D-hook. All right, and it went by very fast, and it was addictive. Let me show you what I am wearing. This is my Cedar Leaf Shawlette by Alana Dakos, and it's out of Sanguine Griffin. This was my one and only skein of Sanguine Griffin, and it was in the Leaf Insect colorway, and this is the one that has cashmere content. Oh, it's Bugga. Bugga the fingering weight. That was also a fun pattern, and it just a nice little shawlette scarf. Okay, whips today. I have a lot to show you all. I've got whips, I've got spinning, I have acquisitions for the very first time. Not, ever, but on the podcast. And yeah, lots to talk about. So, without further ado, let me show you my Nyan Cat socks. They are in this beautiful knitting den bag, their own fabric, beautifully made. I like the way she did the ties. I'm going to have to borrow that idea of fraying the ends because I never know what to do with my ties. Okay. I love them. I'm not done with them, but I'm almost done with the gusset. So let me tell you about my Nyan Cat socks. They're a mess, of course, but they are 2 at a time on 1.5 size US 1.5 needles. Is that a 2.25? I think so. And they are beautiful. I've had to make some choices about how to construct these, and I'm pretty sure that they're going to work out. Instead of doing an afterthought heel, which I don't like doing, I just do a nice standard slip stitch gusset, heel flap, sorry, slip stitch heel flap, and then I borrow my gusset from the Breaking Heart socks. That's by Turtle Pearl Girl. See it right there? I'm almost done making it. So the gusset is on the bottom of the foot, and it ends up making a really beautiful diamond shape. So instead of having the gusset along the instep, on each side of the instep, I have it on the bottom. And I don't know, it feels like it goes faster for some reason. So I'm almost done with that. I think I have 2 more rounds, and then onto the foot. So it was a little tricky deciding how to deal with the yarn, how to cut it basically. You know, the Nyan Cat comes in 2 skeins when you get it, the rainbow and then this blue sparkly. Oh, sorry, the rainbow pink and then the blue sparkly. So after I did the pink part, which represents the Pop-Tart, I cut the yarn, and then I started with the blue that I had also used for the cuff. And did the heel turn with the blue, and then as soon as I started picking up gussets, or picking up stitches along here, I started again with the rainbow yarn, which does have a bit of this blue. So you see there's a blue here, and we have the rainbow, and now I'm back into pink. What I didn't realize is, and this you probably never notice, but my rainbow at the top of the sock started backwards from purple to red. Down here it's going in the right order, red to purple. So it's not totally perfection, but there's so much going on. How would you ever notice that? So here's the second one. And a lot of fun to knit. Let me show you the ball band, which just fell down. So Fibretown Dye Works in the bedazzled base. Oops. Sorry, that's glare. 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 5% stellina. So it's 438 yards of Nyan Cat and then 219 yards of navy blue. I'm going to have enough left for a second project out of these. They'd make awesome fingerless mitts. I think there'd be plenty left for that, so that might happen at some point. But I'm hoping to get these done in a week or two. As I told you all, I am not a fast sock knitter, but I really spent a lot of time on these this week. And I'm using the Carbons needles. And I've used the double points before, and I really liked them. Can I show you what happened to these brand new needles as I was knitting them? Something was weird and sticky, and my stitches weren't moving. And here's the reason why. Not a happy girl. Just came right off. And the stitches were getting, it was lifted up like this. You see that? The stitches were getting caught in that little space right here. So I'm going to have to contact Knitter's Pride, whoever, I think that's who makes these, and see how good their customer service is. Sorry, I just put myself in the head. Alrighty, that is whip number 1. Whip number 2 is part acquisition, part whip. So I was very generously gifted a gift certificate for Valentine's Day to Blue Moon, and I ordered 2 skeins of, what's it called? Here it is. Let me see. BFL Sport, 100% Blue-Faced Leicester. This is hand-dyed, and it was hand-dyed for me. I ordered it. It took a while because they had to dye it, and the colorway is Winter Solstice. 661 yards. That's my unwound skein. Yeah, I know. It's really, really squishy, and it's sport weight. And here's the wound skein, which has attached to it the beginning of a sweater. I love the way it's knitting up. It feels amazing. Interesting sweater pattern so far. It's constructed in phases, and the pattern calls them phase 1, phase 2. I think there are about 10 phases. I just finished phase 1, which, as you can see, there's a provisional cast on. This is lovely stockinette, and then a lovely lace section. And I think, let me show you a picture of the pattern. I think this is coming over one shoulder, and it's part of the front and part of the back. Okay, that's hard to see. Let me see. Okay. You can sort of see in this picture that, come on. Okay, you can sort of see that there is a little line right there. I think I'm doing up from there and then over the shoulder and down the back. And then I think their stitches picked up and then the front is made. It's really fun so far. The yarn is fabulous to work with. I'm super happy that I chose this. And apparently this year is going to be the year of the gray cardigan because I've got another gray cardigan started. So wish I had more to show you all, but I'm loving this. It's got a bit of a fuzz to it, but very, very slight. Probably can't see much there. The feel is amazing. Really liking that yarn. So, awesomeness. All right, I might as well show you my other gray cardigan, but there's not much to show really. It's the Ede cardigan. And talking to Emily, Ooh Fancy Pants from the What You Swatchin' podcast, I'm going to need to get some more yarn if I'm going to do pockets. So, here's what I have so far. I'm doing it on straights, my Brittany straights, which I love. And this is just the ribbing. And I made a boo-boo, so I've got it on a smaller needle. I have to transfer it over. So yeah, that's just the back. It's a bulky weight. It's out of Cascade Ecological Wool. There it is. Colorway 8018, which is silver. And I bought that yarn before the price was jacked up, $5 a hank. So my other Ede is a $30 cardigan. And it's just better than a $40 cardigan, you know? So you can get one out of 2 skeins, unless you're doing extra like pockets or, and that's with a lot of cables. The Ede has a lot of cables, so. Alrighty, on to spinning. I have a little bit. I finished my spindle spinning. I showed you last week I had some Angora Merino blend from my friend Jill, and I had that on my supported spindle. And I did half on my supported and half on my Golding Drop spindle. And plied them together. And it's just really beautiful. You can see it's 50-50 Merino Angora. See if I can get it to focus any better. And it's definitely got a halo. I got 50 yards of a fingering. This has been washed. Let's see how it looks. Excuse me, I've got merino in my face today. So yeah, it's 50 yards, which is perfect for, you know, maybe some little booties or baby socks. So I'll probably knit that and, you know, give it to one of my knitting friends who's having a baby and just be like, just put them on the baby for a picture and then take them off because I guess babies aren't supposed to wear merino because the fuzz gets into their lungs. But if it's away from their head, maybe it's okay if they're a newborn. So anyway, that's the Angora Merino, and I have washed Angora, but not blended with anything that I'm going to use to card with later on. I did do some other carding, though. My daughter and I decided to just put the drum carder through its paces. I hadn't done a lot with it in terms of blending bats and so forth with color. I'd used it mainly for my baby alpaca fleece, my Kriya. And I showed you that gigantic basket. So I cleaned it out, and I had all sorts of just bits of fiber that weren't potentially great quality people had given me. I had some green, I had some pink, I had some blue, I had some faux cashmere, and I had some silk hankies. And we just went to town. So here's an example of one of the bats we made. This orangey brown is the faux cashmere. I think it's just nylon. It's very soft. Here's one side of the bat. So we got pinks, greens, blues, oranges. And I'm not even sure, and we have silk as well. I'm not even sure of the content of these. So they were just taking up room. I was like, why not, you know, practice our drum carding with them. So I'm going to roll it up. It's a cute little bat. And we did quite a few. Do you want to see? I'll show you. Here's my basket o' bats. Yes, indeed. We got us some bats. And I spun a quickie bulky yarn. This hasn't been washed. Super fun. Very just fly by the seat of your pants spinning. There's some of that faux cashmere right there. I love it when it's next to the blue, the orange and the blue. I think those are complementary colors. So I need to wash it and see how it behaves when it's washed and what the feel is like. Not super soft right now. Anyway, that's fun, and I plan to do more of that, and I think it'd be great for kids spinning too. What's up next? You know, I was interested with the silk, and I have some mulberry silk top. This is by Wild Hair Fiber Studio, and they will be coming to the Fiber Farmers Market this week. They're a Virginia company, I think based out of Front Royal. So I might try this. It's really pretty silvers and blacks and a little bit of these goldy colors. So yeah, see how that spins up on my supported spindle. What else? I think I might try to do some blended bats with some of my breed-specific fiber and just sort of different colors and see how that goes. Sort of make a swirl fiber bat-wise. What is a goose? Sorry, I have a sick kid today. What's going on?
There's one on TV that's an emergency broadcast, monthly test for the following.
Emergency broadcast monthly test on TV. Just got to wait it out.
What is that?
They're just testing the system.
Oh, okay.
Just wait.
Okay.
Final sick day. Kid's been sick. She's going back tomorrow. So, alrighty. Acquisitions. I've already showed you the blue moon, and I love that. I have some fiber. Let me show you my fiber acquisitions. The very first one I talked about is from the Unwind Yarn Company. It is on Polworth, Aurora Borealis. I had some Etsy funds or PayPal funds, and I have been eyeing this for a long time. Not sure exactly how I'm going to spin it yet. I need to open up the braid. Doesn't look like it would be good for fractal spinning, but we'll see. Might just spin it 2-ply. Should be fun. So that is the Unwind. And I also have another one that I've been looking at for a while. It's by Greenwood Fiberworks. And this is the Figs. Yeah, Figs. And do you know that podcast, A Spinner's World? They are one of them. I think Ashley spun this summer. So I've been thinking about this colorway ever since and just hadn't been able to get it for one reason or another. I love that too. And she did a 2-ply. It was full of barber pulley goodness and I loved it. And so yeah. Some cool new fiber. What else do I have? Oh, I have from Meduseld, I got some Romney for myself. That she dyed, Patricia of Meduseld Farms. These are short skeins, not quite 200 yards. And this one is called Monet's Winter Sunset. And it's a beautiful rosy brown. It's a little bit tonal. Super soft for Romney. And then Monet's Reflection. So obviously she was inspired by some Impressionist paintings. This is a lovely lilac with rose undertones. So I think those are going to be great for some color work, maybe with a white or a gray. Maybe color work mittens. I can't seem to stop myself from making those, even though, you know, I'm not great at color work. I love making color work mittens. Oh, so this is the yarn, speaking of Meduseld, that I get to keep. It's the bulky Alpaca Romney blend. And I found the perfect pattern for it. I'm going to have to bring up a picture. This is another one that's been on my list for a while. Do you guys remember a few years ago, maybe 3, there was a pair of mittens. It was kind of viral. Everyone was making it. And I think this is the perfect yarn for it. There they are. Bella's mittens. All twilighty with the apple and stuff. But I think that would be the perfect use of that yarn. Okie dokie. Up and coming. The Uniquities Fiber Farmers Market is this Saturday. And I told you all I already have some of that Finn lamb roving being kept for me by Finnegan's Flock. She emailed me and told me that they're going to have some fleeces. And I need to rein myself in because I still have a gigantic Rambouillet fleece, Rambouillet cross that I bought at Maryland Sheep and Wool last year with my friend Angie, and we're going to split it, and I was going to do all the processing and give her, half the yarn because she paid for it. So far, I've washed the whole thing, but very unsuccessfully. I've gotten the dirt out, but that thing is so greasy, and the only time I've been successful in getting it lanolin free is when I've done teeny tiny batches and just dumped 2 pots of boiling water in there. That came out reasonably grease-free, but the rest of it it's a bit of a problem child for me. As well as if I put it through the drum carder, I should show you all this maybe in another episode and talk about all the problems I've had with it. But I feel guilty getting another fleece basically with this one still sitting in my fiber room. So it basically has to be hand carded to make a nice yarn. I've done several skeins out of it. I even knit a hat for my husband out of it, and it's just very neppy. It has tips that break off and form neps, and it just has to be hand carded. And if I'm really careful at hand carding it, it makes a beautiful springy yarn. So the one nice skein I got, I gave to Angie, of course. But I just need to sit down and do it carefully. And then, but there's pounds and pounds of it, so not quite sure what I'm going to do. But I'm very tempted to look at those fleeces that Finnegan's Flock is going to have on Saturday, but I probably shouldn't get one. Okay, so next week, my schedule for recording might be a little bit different. I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to be able to record on Wednesday or maybe a little bit before, a little bit after, but I will post on Plurk and I'll put up the show notes on the group as soon as I'm done with the next episode. Yeah, so we might just be out and about, spring break, doing this or that, seeing friends. I might see my tech guy who says we need to get together, and he lives in a different state, and work on this whole iTunes issue. But he's got some things in the works, so I'm still hopeful that we'll be able to get up there soon. So, I hope you all enjoyed the show today. I should have some things to show you next week from the Fiber Farmers Market. And, yeah. Oh, I forgot to say happy spring. It's spring today. The 20th of March. And Alice has been sitting in the sun outside, enjoying herself. So, yeah. Hope you all are well. You can find me on Ravelry and Plurk as Chain of Fools, on YouTube as Fibretown, and at fibretown.blogspot.com. So, yay. I will see you all next time, and yeah, bye-bye.